Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good whatever, whenever you come across this video. So, I want to make another deck. Maybe I'll start that. I wanted to, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get a card. Hopefully, that was quick. One card to see whatever, and then I'm going to go about my day. If my grandma gets here, I still gotta get ready. So I should have a little bit of time. I should have a smidgen of time. Ew, pie is not better than cake, but that's fine. The card that came out, the Ace of Hearts, the energy that we send out is the energy that we receive. The future is born in the heart. 93, 1, 10, 4, 4, 4. I think that 93 is Venus, but let me make sure. Yeah, 93 is Venus. So this is Venus, the Magician, Capricorn, the heart, and the element of fire. Hey, Holly. Let's see what's at the bottom. Operating as a unified whole, living the example, a heart that shines from the depths of the soul. Yeah. The future is born in the heart, and then there's a heart that shines from the depths of the soul. Queen of Spades. Ace of Hearts, Queen of Spades. That's 34, 9, 11, 4, 6, and 4. So the heart is there again. Fire is there again. This time, instead of Capricorn, it's Aquarius. So it's the other side of Saturnian energy. The Hermit is here instead of the Magician. And the third eye is here along with the Teacher of Essences. The teachers are the court is broken down into the initiate, the scholar, the teacher, and the sage. The teacher is the one who has a further knowing and who teaches others. The sage is the one who just furthers and furthers and furthers their understanding. But they aren't, good morning, EP, but they're not necessarily in a position to teach people. It's like where you could be extremely knowledgeable, but you don't know how to communicate that to people who don't already have an understanding or who aren't in your field or who don't know all of the lingo, right? And both of these come from the element of the soul. Both of these come from the heart. One of these, the teacher is coming forward with an energy of progressing the collective or showing others the way in a way. But with this hermit energy, it's almost like the way is shown through the space of embodiment. And it's like doing it successfully to the point where others would see you and want whatever you are doing, and want to do what you're doing, right? It's not that they necessarily hear you and they're like, oh, that sounds good. But if you look, it's like it sounds good, but if I observe some things, it don't seem to be that effective. And I was thinking earlier about how the voice is powerful, how the voice can bring things about, but a voice with no authority, a voice with no conviction, it's like falling upon the deaf ear of the universe or of spirit, because it's like there's nothing to carry the message anyway. The heart that shines from the depths of the soul is here. And again, the future is born in the heart over here with Venus the magician in Capricorn. Venus the magician in Capricorn, it's about building the foundation, which might be where part of the issue lies. I think a lot of times we kind of sort of neglect the foundation and we try to immediately erect these skyscrapers and monuments to who knows what, but without a proper foundation, it crumbles. Now, this is again, it's the element of fire, which is the soul for me, especially within this space. And it's the heart. It's the heart on both sides. It's a 444. And then we have both sides of Saturn. I feel like both Capricorn and Aquarius are collective focused. But again, it's like Capricorn does it in a very um, structural, foundational, almost, I'm trying not to say earthy way, but it feels like Capricorn is the one that would be like, here is something that will directly influence and impact your day to day life in a way that maybe affects your ability to provide for yourself or something like that. Aquarius has a very similar energy, but it thinks a little bit further out and it seems like it's more about the infrastructure. Whereas Capricorn is the structure, like the skeletal, the framework, the scaffold, right? Almost like, well, I think they would both participate in the drawing up of the blueprint, but it's almost like, Rob, good morning. It's almost like Capricorn would be more of the functionality and utility, and Aquarius would be more of the like the expansive, like, well, we could also incorporate this and we can incorporate that and make it look kind of cool, chic, and interesting. And it's almost like that's why or how Saturn takes on that father time role. Because what Saturn builds, it's built to last, it's built to stand the test of time. From the ground up with Capricorn, and then modernizing and renovating with Aquarius. And so between the two of them, you get something forever. And I feel like there's a flexibility to Capricorn or to Saturn that we don't often see or that doesn't get mentioned or talked about enough. But anyway, with the Ace of Hearts, it feels like it's a lot about intention, but the energy that we send out is the energy that we receive. So it is. Venus, the magician, the heart, and fire. It's almost an energy where it's like where people can see your heart in what you do rather than it just being cold. So I guess today is about like starting things off on the right foot. I don't know. Ace of Hearts, Queen of Spades. I'm gonna look these up real quick and then I will let you go. Cause I gotta go give me some breakfast. They know I'm on. I'm home. So Queen of the Ace of Hearts is the man. The Queen of Spades is the bouquet. The man in the bouquet. Hey, Skywalkers. There is a little bit, I guess, of a peace offering here. And the ace is one, the queen is five. So five is a number of change. I think one is also a number of change. It's almost inherently change because it's not really like you're not leading anything if you're not like like if you're already doing what's being done. I feel like that's not really like one energy. It's like florals in spring. You know what I mean? So through the associative property, the future is born in the depths of the soul. So it's important for us, going back to that energy of intention, to also know why we do what we do and to be really honest. Because when we start building and creating and manifesting, what's going to manifest is the why. It's not necessarily the what. It's like how if you're really lonely and you manifest a relationship, you're going to manifest someone who makes you feel lonely, even when you're together, because that's the why. If you want to manifest a relationship because you want like partnership and this and that, then that's what you're going to manifest. You're going to manifest someone who makes you feel like a partner. And I don't know if it's for purposes of illumination, but I guess there's a gift in that. All right, I'm starving and I got to finish getting ready before my grandma gets here. So, excuse me. This is what I got today. I think that energy of embodying is here too. Because with the energy that we send out is the energy that we receive. It's almost that like living the example and operating as a unified whole is the caveat. Like these are the caveats to this energy. So the future is born in the heart, but the heart shines from the depths of the soul. And if the heart is dull, then your future isn't going to be very bright. The energy that we send out is the energy that we receive, but it's about more than just doing it in an ethereal, spiritual, mental way. It's living the example, it's being that on earth and then receiving more of that. Venus as the teacher of water makes sense. I'm exhausted, but I'm also starving. I'm feeling better now that I've actually gotten up. The magician and the hermit. See, I feel like all of these line up. Like the soul is the soul. The heart and the third eye lining up. It's that energy where we see and perceive things the way we feel. It may not necessarily be the truth. It's how we feel about ourselves, it's how we feel about other people. Which is again like if we're doing something out of desperation or loneliness, then it almost doesn't matter what we get or how it comes in. It's only going to fuel that more. And then the heart is the heart. But this heart being the heart, like it's in the same position. And so it's maybe it leads us further to ourselves. And then Aquarius is Capricorn. The future is the present, is the past on Earth in Saturnian structure. Things don't just happen. It has to start somewhere, it has to begin somewhere, and then it's carried forward, it's carried through. The magician is the hermit. Which is again like that's the space that we create from. So if you're not going deep enough, you're going to continue to manifest things that you don't want or that continue to carry on distortion or that continue to even though like the scenarios and the settings and the characters are different, you may play out the same story over and over. And then Venus being the teacher of essences, it's like the power of interconnectedness to show us all of these things, right? We are mirrors for one another or whatever. What we see in someone else a lot of times or sometimes we see in ourselves. And before we can see anyone else for who they truly are, and before we can allow for interactions where different people get to meet, instead of it just being like a million and one shades of you, you have to see yourself, you have to know yourself. And until that happens, it's almost like the world, the universe can't give you anything more than what you already have inside of you. But again, if you're not going to those depths, if you're not digging into anything, then you're going to continue to sort of get surface level, maybe not that great or not that, like the great things don't last that long type of interactions. But to discover another is a beautiful thing that some brands of spirituality doesn't allow for, honestly, because everything is like you. And it's like, oh, I mean, let me not, if it works for you, if that's what you like and if that's what you want, then continue like down that path, right? But if it's not working for you or if you don't like it, then before you get to see anything else, you have to face you. Then you can start to experience more of like, that's not a reflection of me. That's like actually that person, and that person's really cool. Like maybe I would want some of that to be an aspect or a reflection of me. How can I incorporate some coolness into me? Or how can I grow and expand and evolve a little bit more? Sing your own song, use your own words. All right. I hope you all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. And I will see you whenever I see you.